Hi, let's learn fractions. So fraction is a part of the whole. So for example, this is a cake, and if I divide this cake into 8 equal parts so that each part is similar to other part in size and weight, so one part is equal to 1/8 or 1 by 8 of the whole. So 1, which is the number above, is called numerator, and the 8, which is the number below the line, is called denominator. So we have numerator at above the line and denominator below the line. So similarly, if we divide any pizza or any other thing into equal parts, we get fraction. Fraction is a number which is less than a 1. So let's understand different concept in fractions. So first, unit fractions. So if the numerator is 1 and the denominator is more than 1, that fraction is called unit fraction. For example, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 5, 1 by 10. So all these fractions are called unit fractions because they have 1 as a numerator. Then like fraction. So if denominator of the two fractions are same, they are called like fractions. So for example, 2 by 5, 1 by 5, 3 by 5, 2 by 5. So the denominator is 5 of all the fractions. So these all are like fractions. But suppose there is another fraction, 1 by 4. So the denominator is different. So that fraction will not be a like fraction. So we call that fraction unlike fraction. So in unlike fractions, denominators are different. So for example, 1 by 3, 1 by 4 and 3 by 5 all are unlike fractions because all have different denominators. Now let's learn proper fraction and improper fraction. So proper fraction is the fractions whose values in decimal is less than 1. So when the numerator is smaller and the denominator is bigger number. So for example, 4 by 5. Here numerator 4 is smaller than denominator. 6 by 7 is also the same. So 6 is numerator, which is smaller than 7. So this fraction is also a proper fraction. Similarly, in 3 by 6 and 2 by 7, numerator are smaller than denominator. And if we convert these fractions into decimal, the value is less than 1. So all these fractions are proper fraction. Now improper fraction. In improper fraction, denominator is less than numerator. So for example, 6 by 5. So denominator is less than numerator. 4 by 3, denominator is again less than numerator. 7 by 5, numerator is bigger than denominator, or denominator is smaller than numerator. So value of the improper fraction in decimal is more than 1. Mixed fractions. So in mixed fraction, we have combination of the whole number and fraction. So for example, 1 whole and 1/2, 3 whole and 1/4 or 1 by 4. So these are mixed fraction. So mixed fraction are only improper fraction, but they are written in the form of whole and fraction. So for example, this 7 by 5 can also be converted into mixed fraction by, so see, 5, if we take the factor 5, 5 under 5, and then 2 will be the remainder. So we can write 7 by 5 as 5 under 5, so 1 whole and then 2 by 5. And similarly, the 3/2, 3 whole and 1/4 can be written into improper fraction by multiplying denominator with the whole and then adding the numerator. So 3 multiplied by 4 plus 1, and denominator will be same as the denominator. So 13 by 4. equivalent fractions. So two fractions are called to be equivalent if their value in decimal is same. For example, 1 by 2 and 2 by 4 are equivalent fractions because their value is half, 0.5. So let's understand it. So 1 by 2, if we multiply both denominator as well as numerator by 2, so it will be 2 by 4. Similarly, if in 2 by 4 we divide both numerator and denominator by 2, we'll get 1 by 2. So if a fraction is multiplied by same number, so both denominator and numerator are multiplied by the same number, we get another equivalent fraction. Similarly, if the numerator and denominator are divided by the same number, we get another equivalent fractions. Then simplest form of a fraction. So when numerator and denominator have no common factor other than 1, that fraction is called the simplest form of a fraction, or that factor is in the simplest form of a fraction. Let's understand it. So we have one fraction 9 by 12. If we divide this by 3, so we'll get 3 by 4. In 3 by 4, we don't have any other factor in common except 1. So this is in the simplest form of a fraction. Let's take another example, 8 by 12. So if we divide this fraction by 2, we get 4 by 6. But again, we can reduce this further. So 4 by 6 is not in the simplest form of a fraction. So if we divide again this 2, both numerator and denominator by 2, we'll get 2 by 3. But this 2 by 3 have no other common factor other than 1. So we cannot reduce 2 by 3 further. So this 2 by 3 is in the simplest form of a fraction.